His laugh is
Why is
fun.
my laugh funny?
I think we're live
Are
already.
we?
We're
Oh
like
my God.
yapping, and I think we're already live.
Are we? Okay, hold on. I just got this doohickey here. Oh no, this
Hey,
is not supposed to
guys.
show on camera.
Oh, who
where do I put
cares?
this thing? I don't know. All right, we'll see. What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Vlog episode number roughly 381. That's kind of a guesstimate. We lost track a little while ago. Very special, very special episode. I'm very happy to have my friend Rachel Miller here with us in the office. Texas is all the awesome fellow hackers. Man, we got a lot of them. We got you, we got Alex Sharford.
Alex here?
Alex Sharford's in Austin. Well, he's in Austin. He's in Austin.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Gallant Dale's in Austin too. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Hey guys, I see some people are on. Shout out that you're here. Let us know you're here.
Oh yeah. I'm so not used to that stuff. Like, comment, share. I should do all that stuff.
Love it. There's people out here.
What's up,
yes, Ben? Hey, Michael.
Michael's from Florida.
Awesome.
I used to tell people I used to do when I was in network marketing back in the day. I would host the calls and I'd be like, tell us what your name is and where you're from. People like, oh, Mike from Wisconsin. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
In the house.
I used to know, yeah. What is this? Hey, cool kids. Oh, that's nice. What's up, Tim? Mirza. Love you guys. Oh, love you too, man. Cool, not cook. Okay, so Rachel and I were tripping, man. We were talking about how Rachel and I met at, was that your first 12 Hacking Live?
No, it wasn't well, I don't remember actually.
I think it must have been.
I don't remember. I
So
think it may have been, yeah. Well, I feel like I went to 2. I don't remember, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it was my first 12 Hacking Live, and it was right here in Dallas.
Yeah.
And we met there. And we were both starting a new business. Mm-hmm. And then here we are today, 2 years later. Rachel is so cool. Just recently, I don't know if you know, she hit the 2 Comma Club.
I did.
And that was awesome. Very well deserved. And by the way, she did it organically. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, not completely organically.
I mean, majority.
I spend a lot less on ads than the majority of my competitors.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, they're very organic. And we were just tripping. We're like, oh my God, did we imagine we'd be here 2 years ago? And I said, where are we going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I just kind of questioning that. So I think we had a really cool conversation. I actually didn't know her parents were entrepreneurs like my parents. So we've had a lot of fun. So Rachel, talk to us, man. Talk to us about this 2 year journey.
It's been crazy. The cool thing is when you have people that you can collect into an audience, you can love them, you can serve them. That's kind of what you teach, loving and serving them. But if there's no one there, there's no one there to know that you have a product. There's no one there to know how awesome your service is. There's no one there to make a difference with your message. So you got to start with the product, got to start with, start with your audience, and then love and serve them with the product.
Yeah.
That's been the secret to my growth in this business. I had successful businesses before that. I ran multiple websites, grew those, sold one, moved on to the next one, built it. So I had those businesses that gave me the confidence that let me step forward into Moolah. And Moolah's taken off.
It's interesting though, right? Because you converted that into this online success, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot of people, man, it drives me nuts, maybe it doesn't, but a lot of people, it's fascinating. I take a look at their funnels or I'll take a look at their mindset and they've got this like amazing, tremendous thing going on, right? But they're not talking about it. And let me give you an example. It's like someone's going for a job interview and they went to Harvard University. And the interviewer is like, dude, talking about education, where'd you been, where'd you go? He's like, well, I was vice president of the chess club and I read a bunch of books and I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, tell them you went to Harvard. And so many people they're like, it's a super fine print, like on their funnel, I went to Harvard and stuff like that.
I don't know. I think there's something to not wanting to toot your own horn and instead toot your audience's horn. And because honestly, they're the heroes of their own lives.
I agree with you.
So there's something to that, but yeah, you can't shirk away from who you are either, though. So
there's this thing in Australia called tall poppy seeds.
Tall poppy seeds.
And what it is, that's the name for people with egos, right? And they're like, we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be a tall poppy seed. My only thought on that is sometimes from the entry point, they need to know that, hey, this. For example, now this is a very fascinating topic. Okay, so let's just say for a second you have that Harvard education. By that Harvard education, I just mean you have something cool.
Some accolade that people would make them pay attention.
Okay, now guess what? You're an environmentalist, for example. Dude, your stuff is going to make this planet better.
Yeah.
At that interview, and interview's a metaphor, if you don't tell him that you went to Harvard, you might not get that job. And guess what? If you got that job, dude, you're making this planet a better place.
Is making a job like making a sale though? Because they're very different.
Yeah.
Because getting the job that's a different spot.
No, but that's an
making a
analogy.
sale.
So it's the same thing with a sale,
Same.
isn't it? Okay, so check it out. So I'm doing a webinar sales pitch or something, right? And I'm helping someone. Okay, we're just gonna come up with something. We give cooking lessons.
Great.
Or let's do something I guess more relatable for people. We have a Facebook ad agency,
Okay.
right? Dude, this is a very sensitive topic. We're entrepreneurs. A lot of times we're bootstrapped. A lot of times our funds are limited, so on and so forth. We got an idea. We're passionate about it. Okay, now we need to boom, 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 drive some traffic to it. We need to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a lot of Facebook guys out there that are not good.
Yeah.
So if you're good, right, you got to do everything you can to convince that person.
But if
to
I convince you that I'm good, does that convince you as well as if someone else convinces you?
That's
that
the
I'm good?
best.
I know.
I have a text right here.
I know.
A guy just texted me
'Cause
today.
This guy's pretty good.
Guy just texted me right here. I'm going to show you right now. This is live. Ready? Yeah, here we go. He goes, look, we need funnel consulting. X person said, I need to talk to you.
Yes.
That's right here.
So
that's the best you can get.
That's the best type. So for
That's
me,
from today.
that's what I like to nurture and create for myself,
Yes.
manufacture for myself. So how can we as businesses
Mm-hmm.
inspire others to reflect back something that we've done for them to the world so that they become our spokespersons? And I like to do that by cheering them on. So if I make my content about my audience, then they're going to be more likely to reciprocate and say, hey, I learned this from this person.
You're saying the absolute best thing. And sometimes people do get caught up in that thing where it's like, me. But if you do make it more about them, that is the winning solution. I do think that it is appropriate for a little bit to say a little bit of me at some
Yes.
points.
Yeah.
But I think the main people's favorite topic is
Themselves. So think of it like a party. When you're going to a party, especially when you're working in social media, because social media is so social, right? So I like to think of it as a party. When I first go to a party, I'm not actually I do command a room. I shouldn't command a room. But I want to not be the person who's like suddenly all there and dominating a conversation. Instead, I want to be the type of person who comes in and listens to others talk about them to engage, right? Get them to talk about themselves, who they are, what we need to, what are you interested in, so that I can find out where I have some commonality with you that I can begin a conversation. We can have meaningful connections. We can like have chemistry about a topic, right? So I can have like a person who loves lizards and I can say, oh my word, my daughter loves lizards. Now we can talk about something together, even though I don't necessarily have that same background, right? So how can I connect with that person? The fastest way for me to do that is by asking them questions about them. So that's how I like to pivot it and make it about my audience first, so I can figure out enough things that I have in common with them. Then I can go in with the zinger and say, hey, I've got some background in that too. My kid's got lizards, or whatever it is. I don't know why I picked lizards as the analogy. There's so many better ones out there.
my kids would eat the lizard probably. I love what you're saying. I'm so happy we're doing this. I think if you learn anything from any of this, it would be, Rachel's gonna hate me, but I would learn actually, I think in essence what Rachel's really talking about, one way to look at it is the art of modesty, I would say.
Oh.
It's because, Rachel's like, okay, so I'm going to put Rachel on the spot. She's a absolute genius. As a matter of fact, she was just reading, she can read a book in 30 seconds. Okay?
Not that fast.
She's honestly a genius, but notice how she's not, and every time I try to compliment her or bring something up, she's actually very uncomfortable about it. She really is. She hates every time I say anything nice about her, she hates it. But the thing is, notice how she's just always talking about the other person. Do you know what I mean? And helping that person. And obviously it's a winning formula. I mean, crushing it out there. And I think that and there's so much noise out there, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise.
Just take this one thing. And if you just work on that, it's a great foundation.
There is a time that you can mention something that you've been successful in. I just always want to wait until it's not the opening of the conversation. And it's probably like Akbar said, a personality thing too.
Yeah. By the way, before we continue, if you guys have any questions, this is a 2 Comma Club winner, specializes in organic Facebook business page traffic and really creating a community.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, I'm sure you'd be happy.
I love
to.
helping people build their audiences without spending any money.
Isn't that interesting? It's
or
interesting.
as little money as possible. You still have to spend a little.
The best things in life are free, aren't they?
They are.
I was right here, I was right here, right now. Now, technically, you and I, look, we can, if you want to go on a date night with our significant others, we could do all sorts of things, right? Yeah. We can go to a really fancy restaurant. We can go rent a Ferrari or something cheesy like that. We can do all sorts of things, right?
Or you're going to be like my husband and I, and you're going to get a game board out, and you're going to send the kids to someone's house with friends for the night, and you're going to play games.
That's
we're
awesome.
homebodies.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But so my wife and I just we just laid down on the grass right out there the other day, and we were just chilling. And honestly, that was like one of the best times we've had in a while.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, no, it was really, really beautiful. So same thing with traffic.
Yeah.
I've been talking to some accountants lately. They're like, dude, the businesses, yeah, they look like they're doing great, but they're dying, dude, because they're spending so much money on traffic. I'm not opposed to it, by the way, but I don't do it. I don't want to be hypocritical, but listen, I think
I
organic
do
traffic's
spend
the
money
best.
on ads. So
Yeah, but responsibly. You do it.
I want to do it
responsibly.
responsibly, and
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm basically respecting my audience. And so we tend to do a lot of little boosts, a lot of little engagement ads.
Yeah, yeah.
And mostly for engagement, because I want to make sure that people are commenting and talking to me. That's what's more important to me than other interactions.
Yeah.
Larissa's here.
Larissa's really
hello,
cool.
Larissa.
Larissa's really cool. She's
I love Larissa.
Yeah, she's part of our group.
She's amazing at Messenger.
I was just gonna say she's actually gonna look at my bots.
Oh, awesome.
My bot is
She's
broken.
really good at
yeah, my bot broke, and
She's the gal for you.
Yeah.
Where do you recommend that we learn some of your skills for organic traffic? I do have, Tim, I do have a free Facebook group called Facebook Page Strategies. So that's a great place to go to. It is free.
Think about it.
Yeah, and I give almost all of my content away in there. You just have to kind of like sift through stuff to find it. But yeah, it's there. We have lots of resources to help businesses build audiences fast without spending a lot for them.
It's interesting you say this. So you're talking about we met at Funnel Hacking Live. The first time I went to Funnel Hacking Live, and I'm listening to Russell Brunson talk, and he had a bunch of talks.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to his first talk. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. I've already heard this on his podcast.
Yeah.
Then he gave another talk, and I'm like, wait a minute, dude. I already read this on his blog. Mm-hmm. And then he did another one. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. I saw this on his XYZ. And then it just hit me. It's like, dude, you actually have to give your best stuff for free. Free.
Yeah.
Because... Yeah,
but it's messy though. What he does in his coaching programs is he spoon feeds it to you. So that way you can go in sequential order and it's like answered everything step by step. And there's a reason why he's giving you the value so you can sift through it and you can see what's good for you at this time. But let's say you're one of those people who needs it broken down into step by steps, then the free isn't for you. It would be the paid version next. Mm-hmm. That's where he's got like one funnel away, the challenge that walks you through creating funnels one at a time. Here's the step, here's the accountability. If you need the accountability steps, there's a process for that. So
would you believe my sister joined the One Funnel Away challenge?
I love talking to her about it today.
And
She's
it's
so cool. She's like right
I know. Aisha, are you here?
She's here.
She's saying hi over there. But here's the thing, right? It's so funny. So for all the I don't want to call them unethical marketers, but for all the marketers who do pre-recorded webinars and they pretend that it's live, my sister, who's a total newbie, I was shocked. She's complained to me. It's like, dude, she's like, who do these people think we are? Stupid? It's obviously a pre-recorded revenue and they're pretending like it's live. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, like you're a total newbie and you saw right through that. So guys, if you're doing any of that stuff, believe me, you're actually hurting yourself because when people see that, what did she say? She said, hey, how can I trust them? They're lying to me off the bat.
Yes.
How can I buy their product?
So true.
And I was just like, wow, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
And
you know
so
what I mean?
we want to be truthful with our audience when we're doing our webinars. We want to be truthful with our audience when we're giving them free content. We want to be truthful about what is in the paid versions as well.
You have to because and you know
and that's like the value stacking. Value stacking always gets me kind of icky feeling too.
Really? Why is that?
It does because like this is a $1,500 value. Well, when everyone's doing that, then it makes it this is the whole package. I don't know. It just feels.
You can't abuse it.
It feels a little weird to me. So I actually only do one bonus per thing, not like this whole stack.
Well, see, now that's interesting. That's interesting, and it works obviously.
Yeah, it works for me, but that's because I feel icky doing the huge stack.
Yeah, I don't give a lot of bonuses either. Because the truth is, you don't really need to.
The product should sell. If the product isn't good, then it's not good.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to a couple of bonuses, by the way. Yeah. But the thing is, talk about ethical marketing. It's hard because a lot of times, look,
you feel like you have to because everybody else is.
People, I feel, are inherently good, and they see a lot of other people doing it. They're thinking, well, is this the norm? Is it then okay? A lot of times, it's the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the reality is, it's not okay to do a pre-recorded revenue and pretend that it's live because I mean, in essence, you're really just lying to someone. Now you're selling to someone based off of that.
Yeah.
So,
well, Akbar, thanks for having me. I know you're 12, 13 minutes late for your meeting.
I am. I have a mastermind meeting. It's
guys,
really cool what we do.
Mastermind people, thanks for having me on right now.
Yeah.
And talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Rachel. Give everybody a link or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Facebook group is Facebook Page Strategies. So if you type it into Facebook, you should see it at the top. The girl with big hair, Facebook Page Strategies. That's my group.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. So listen, have a wonderful, what is it, Thursday? Enjoy yourselves. Thanks for coming on a little unusual time today. We really appreciate it. We hope nothing but the best for you. And hey, listen, I'm going to give you a challenge today. Go do something today, okay? And do it not for yourself. And you know what? Don't actually tell anybody. Do something really cool for someone, like if your neighbor needed something or your friend needed something, or just do something cool for someone.
Just surprise them.
It's just surprise them. Don't tell them. Surprise them. And I promise you, it'll be one of the best decisions you've made in a while.
That's so
yeah?
cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah. Love it.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Talk later. Peace.